Hey everybody, Quirky Thinker again, and I've been thinking. All right, my car does this thing in my because it cares about my safety, and I want to share it with you. I was troubled by it and frustrated with it, and after a while, I just started thinking, hmm, this is okay. I'll just show it to you because it'll make more sense if you can see it. Okay, so let me share my screen with you, and you can see the wonderful warning that my car gives me out of the goodness of its heart. In the middle of driving, and when I first start on the road, whenever, this message comes up on my dashboard where my radio displays. Warning. I'll read it to you. Taking your eyes off the road for too long or too often while using this system could cause a crash, resulting in injury or death to you or others. Focus your attention on driving, and you can select language or okay. I think the language should use AI to make it into some sarcastic statement, but that's just me, and that's inappropriate. Anyway, let's talk about this sort of thing. So I'm going to stop sharing and we'll just talk to each other. I just want to know how this came about. That's all. This is I just want to know. I want to know about the boardroom conversation where all of these gifted and talented and educated, safety intensive training, uh, probably some legal representation. Oh, they're all brilliant minds sitting around the table, really highly skilled and educated, talking about this. When someone maybe says, I think we should do something for our customers that really promotes safety because there's been a lot of issues with people not looking at the road, maybe playing around with a radio or something. And now we've got this screen here and we should probably use it for good. That probably sounded really lovely. How do you say no to that? Right? So maybe they said, you know what, we should really tell them because people don't know this, okay? So we should really, since we know, but they don't know, we should tell them that if they stop looking at the road to look at this screen, if they do that for very long or very, very often at all, that they might have a crash. Oh, that would be a really good-hearted thing for us to do. And it would really show how much we care about the people who drive our automobiles. We should do that because that's really just a wonderful gift to give those ignorant people out there. But we should probably go a little farther and be sure that they understand because they don't know. They don't know this. That if they take their eyes off the road for too long or too often, they could have a crash, and that a crash could result in injury or even death of them or someone else because they don't know that. It's all new. It's you only know that if you're sitting around this boardroom and you have all this education. So knowledge is power, and we should share our vast knowledge with those ignorant people out there who drive our automobiles. And then maybe another voice popped up and said, I remember in my psychology class, we talked about how important it is to focus on what we want people to do and not always on the things we don't want them to do. So we should also include, I know it makes the message a little bit longer, but we should probably also include what we want them to do. So we add this phrase, focus your attention on driving. So lovely. Oh, but they might not be able to read English. So we want to really be mindful of that. So we want everybody to be safe. Why don't we give them a button and they could click to read it in other languages? Now, I've never clicked that button before, but I'm telling you, next time I'm going to do it because I never even thought of it till now. I'm going to click that and see how many language options you get. Now, imagine if my eyes are looking at this message. What am I not looking at? The road, the road. But now I have an option of reading it in other languages. Well, I might be clicking through there looking for my language. What if that takes me a little bit of time? Are my eyes going to be able to be on the road and on that at the same time? No, 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 no. I also heard that in my psychology class. Mm-mm. Can't do both. My eyes don't do this sort of thing. My eyes have bifocal vision. Oh, then maybe another person says, it's very important in safety and public health if we know somehow that they got this message. Ah, great idea. Especially the lawyers love that. Why don't we leave the message up and it won't go down until they acknowledge it by clicking the button OK? Well, what do I have to do to click the button OK? I got to take my hand off the steering wheel and look at the dashboard and reach over and do that. OK? Do you know how many seconds it takes my eyes off the road for me to have a wreck? Not very long. I just want to know who signed off on this. I want a job with them. I can come up with brilliant things like this. How much did they get paid? I really want to know that. How much did these people get paid to create a warning for my good? To give me the knowledge that would be power? Because I'm too stupid to know this, and they know that. Wow. Me and my ignorance, I could come up with all kinds of things to tell people. How much money did they make for this? I don't know. I'm thinking too much. Go do something fun during your day. You don't need all this.